Hello my fellow whale watchers. A few of you have asked what happens when you reach level 60 in Diablo Immortal, which is the maximum regular level that you can reach at the moment. In this video I will show you 10 things that you can still do after that. In a nutshell, yes, things are going to get repetitive, but there are plenty of options left to do, and I think that Blizzard actually did a quite reasonable job in trying to maintain some fun. So the first thing that you can do is you can follow the main storyline quests, because they still continue even after regular level 60. However, at the moment the storyline is still being developed, so at a certain point it just stops. But if you hang in for the next weeks or months, my guess is that content will be added bit by bit that allows you to discover the ever ongoing storyline. And maybe even the maximum regular level of a character will be raised to 70 or more, we will see. Even though your maximum level is 60, there is a second level that you can raise, which is called Paragon level. This one is shown in green and it allows you to add customized skill points to your character. Once you've reached maximum regular level, the Paragon level starts at level 1, but it can go up to level 600. Yes, you have heard right. And the good thing is that all the gear that you find from that point onwards will be adjusted to your Paragon level, which means that you will still get ever stronger gear, which gives you another incentive to move on in the game. Also, new faction-related quest lines will unlock the further you move on. Once you've reached maximum level, Diablo Immortal gives you the option to play the elements of the game with higher difficulty. Currently, there are 4 levels that are called Hell 1 to Hell 4, and you typically need better gear for survival, which goes hand in hand with a higher Paragon level. In standard difficulty, I have to say that even my mom could probably play through it without any issue. The difficulty is not very high, so if you are seeking for a challenge, now there is one, even for PvE mode. At a later point in the game, you will learn from the Diablo Immortal lore that there are 2 factions in the game, the Shadows and the Immortals. One of them is in charge of defending Sanctuary at any given point. The game gives you the option to choose one of these 2 factions and then follow their storyline, which unlocks a quite big new repository of quests, raids and vaults. You can also team up with your faction mates, you can participate in wars, and you can throw over the reign of the other faction. This is a quite cool feature that Blizzard has provided. Typically, the reign of a faction lasts for 1 week, after which it needs to be defended again. There is a feature in Diablo Immortal that teleports you to a particular location called Sarangar Castle. You can team up with so-called war bands there that are basically small clans of fellow players. Among other things, you also have a stash there that allows you to borrow powerful weapons that your teammates have found. You can challenge bosses there, or you can enter a mode which is called Castle Defense. This is a bit similar to tower defense. You basically need to hold the gate of the castle as long as possible against waves of enemies that become stronger and stronger over time, which is a quite cool feature. There are small questlines that you can always play if you speak to certain characters on a map. When you talk to an adventure seeker, you can take on main quests or side quests for various locations on the map. Also, there is a bounty board. A few times per day you can take on a set of 4 bounty quests in a certain map zone. The rewards for doing all of these are quite solid, but as you can imagine, they're not exceptional. If you want better rewards, you typically have to go for raids in dungeons together with a group of other players. Also, Diablo Immortal provides multiple opportunities to raids against powerful bosses that can usually just brought down in a team. There are multiple levels of difficulty and you typically need to fulfill certain criteria for being eligible to join these raids. This can also be an issue, because especially within servers that are not so popular yet, you need to find team members, and sometimes you wait in the queue for hours without being able to find the required number of players, which can be quite frustrating. As a reward, however, you usually get quite powerful gear or resources as loot, so it's definitely worth it. Diablo Immortal offers quite a big number of ad hoc events, daily, weekly and monthly. These events can be global but also local to particular zones. For example, the arrival of a very powerful boss in that zone. The idea is that you can then team up with your fellow players and hunt him down. Even when just casually striving through these zones, sometimes special ad hoc events pop up. Then you typically need to kill a few opponents and you get additional loot from so-called glorious chests. Another ad hoc event are hidden lairs that open up in a particular zone, but only for 10 minutes at a time. You need to find the entrance, defeat their lair guardians, and you get more loot. Who would have guessed that? There's lots of stuff to discover in Diablo Immortal, and sometimes you won't find it right away. This is what collectors love. Very rare weapons, collections of gear for completing a particular set, and even hidden opponents. You have plenty of opportunities to earn achievements by collecting items. One example for this is called Bestiary. You can find fragments of a book called Monster Essence across the map. When you have collected a certain number of these, they will allow you to visualize a page in the Monster Encyclopedia. As you can imagine, completing it takes forever, but nobody can take away the warm fuzzy feeling from you once you have managed to finally complete it after countless hours of collection. Yes, Diablo Immortal also offers PvP elements. For example, in the framework of the Shadows vs Immortals contest, you can team up with your faction fellows and need to protect certain elements on the map, while the other team tries to destroy these. But I found it quite challenging to participate in these when you're at a low Paragon level, because you basically die instantly when you don't run overpowered gear. Nonetheless, you can play PvP, but I would say that there is still a bit of improvement potential. So these were 10 things that you can do when you have maxed out your Diablo Immortal character to the regular level 60. Finally, don't forget, the game also offers you to change the class of your character when it is already maxed out. So this is a quite nice opportunity to try out another playstyle without having to start all over again. Thanks for having watched this video, see you on my channel and have a fantastic day.